When she was 15, Shamima Begum made a very bad decision. But the Home Secretary will be aware that on this side of the House, we believe that she and her baby should have been allowed to return home. Now we know that baby is dead. We believe she should have been allowed to return home, but above all, bringing the mother and baby home would also have given the baby a chance of life. Instead, the Home Secretary, in the face of a media outcry, chose to strip Shamima of her citizenship. The Home Secretary will be aware that many authorities contend it was done illegally because she was not a dual national. Does he further accept that by stripping Shamima of her nationality, he made it impossible for her to fulfil her duties as a mother and bring her baby home to a safe place? Can he explain to the House why he deemed this 19-year-old girl with her not quite 3-week-old baby more dangerous to Britain than the hundreds of foreign fighters that have already been allowed to return? We understand the issue of keeping British people safe, but this was a British baby who is now dead. And I put it to the Home Secretary, nobody on this side of the House condones...
What did he do? Stupid man.
Yeah.
Order. Mr. Wallace, please, I respect your governmental responsibilities.
And let me say to the Home Secretary, finally, nobody on this side of the House condones what Shamima Begum did, the choices she made, the things she said. But does the Home Secretary accept that if it was his 19-year-old daughter, however badly she'd behaved, however reprehensible or near criminal her choices, would he want her to bury 3 babies in the course of a year? The Home Secretary has a responsibility, of course, to protect the British public, but he also has a responsibility to appear just and fair in the eyes of the British public.
First of all, one thing I will concur with the Right Honourable Lady. Of course, the death of any child is a tragedy, wherever that takes place in the world, and it's not something that anyone would want to see any member of this House. This government is committed to protecting British citizens, but it is very different when it comes to a war zone where there is no consular presence. That is a fact. Someone might want to. If there is no consular presence, there is no way for British authorities to provide any type of assistance. The Right Honourable Lady is trying to make this issue about British citizenship. It is not about British citizenship. It is about the ability to help, the ability of the British state to help. For the British state to send in any officials, whether they are Foreign Office officials or others, into Syria in the war zone, it would be risking their own safety of those officials. And that is why the Foreign Office has been very clear ever since 2011 that no British citizen should travel to Syria under any circumstances because it is incredibly dangerous. British child, even those children born to a foreign terrorist fighter, of course it is a tragedy, but the only person responsible for the death of that child is the foreign terrorist fighter.
Mr. Kenneth Clark.